On Larry King Now, Alison Brie.
It must have been an innate thing I've been doing. I think I came out of the womb just like performing. And my parents got me into theater, community theater, very early when I was a kid, I think probably just to get that behavior out of the house. The duality of being a performer is that like all the time you're feeling very confident and you deserve the part, and at the same time you just feel like you're an invisible piece of shit and no one's gonna remember that thing you did. I think that with Trump in office, actually, women are really feeling the need to empower themselves, and in that way, a lot of interesting work is being created for and by women. Yes, I think Wonder Woman is a great example of this, directed by a woman, starring a woman, with a great message for women, and that's exciting.
Plus, you're killing me. Stop it. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it. Stop it.
He's enjoying it too much.
Stop it. Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I am.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. Our guest today is actor Alison Brie, known for her roles on Community and Mad Men. Alison stars in the highly anticipated new Netflix series Glow, about a female wrestling league, as well as the movie The Little Hours, about a group of misbehaving nuns. Glow premiered on Netflix June 23rd, and The Little Hours hits theaters June 30th. Wrestlers and nuns. This is your life?
I've been really branching out these days. I just wanted either side of the spectrum.
What's Glow about?
Glow is based on an actual show from the 80s called Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. And our show is sort of a look at the behind the scenes of the making of this women's wrestling television show.
It was a television show?
It was a television show. It was on for 4 or 5 years.
Really?
The pilot was shot in 1985.
What network?
Oh gosh, it was, it aired right after Dr. Scott, so it would have been on one of these weird kind of, do you remember Dr. Scott?
No.
He's a televangelist who I actually used to wait on when I was a waitress at the pool bar at the Ritz-Carlton in Pasadena, so I kind of like the symmetry there.
So the show was about?
It was about women's wrestling, but it was really a crazy variety show. There's nothing more 80s than the original Glow. Their outfits are outrageous, they're in neon clothes. Their characters are over the top. It's all women. They do sketch comedy, they rap, they wrestle. And our show follows my character, Ruth Wilder, into this world. She's an out-of-work actress and is really hanging on to the bottom rung and asking her parents for money and, can't get a job to save her life.
She's not a wrestler?
She is not a wrestler. And she gets an opportunity to audition for this women's wrestling show, and it's sort of her last-ditch effort at, success in what she thought she would do as a performer.
So the show is about the show?
It's a show within a show. It's about the making of the show.
And Jenji Kohan created it, right?
Jenji Kohan executive produces it, and Liz Flahive and Carly Mensch created it.
Jenji did Orange is the New Black, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Entertainment Weekly described Glow as a silly, smart masterpiece, unlike any show we've ever seen. Okay, what makes it, obviously it's different, what makes it so different?
I think the topic itself is very unique. Women's wrestling has never been explored.
Well, it's part of, they have it on sometimes on that Monday Night USA.
They have actual women's wrestling on, but I think because this is sort of getting into what motivates people to want to wrestle, and really it's much more about the characters and their lives, and that makes it really interesting. It sort of toes the line between comedy and drama, so it's not easy to put it into a box.
Did they teach you how to wrestle?
They absolutely did.
Were you good?
I thought I was good, and then when I watched the show, I'm like, well, we're okay.
Were there actual women, pretty good wrestlers in it?
Yeah, they were. The original women of Glow were just like us, so they were all actresses. They were not wrestlers when they got cast on the show, and then they got trained to wrestle just like we did.
And in your show, are there wrestlers?
Yes, so there is one professional wrestler, Kia Stevens, who plays Teme on our show, who's basically, a fun housewife who doesn't know how to wrestle, and then she learns to as well. So her wrestling is pretty great on the show. But we all do our own stunts. And we trained for a month before we started shooting the show with Chavo Guerrero Jr., pro wrestler.
And it's weekly?
No, it drops all at the same time.
How many episodes?
10.
You see them and that's it? You can get, like the other
You can
series?
binge them. You can watch them all in a row.
Netflix is the new...
That's the new Black.
You like it? You like Netflix? You like that
I
idea?
love it. I love Netflix. I have another show on Netflix called BoJack Horseman that's an animated show. And I think our 4th season should be released later this year. And I love it. I watch a ton of Netflix. I love being able to watch it all.
Now you're in another project. This is a movie, right?
Yeah.
Called The Little Hours,
Yes.
about bad nuns.
Yeah.
Who came up with this?
Boccaccio. It's based on the Decameron from the 14th century, which is a humorous, it's sort of like the Canterbury Tales, but about Italian nuns and priests and their bad behavior.
So is this sort of true?
No, it's not true, but our director, Jeff Baena, sort of took that source material, and then we speak very contemporarily in the movie. And it's just a look. There are true aspects to it in the fact that women in the 14th century didn't become nuns because they were especially religious. It was much more about social standing and, you know, if they were unwed or if their family didn't have money, it was things about like that. So this sort of explores the idea that all these women are stuck at this convent, but they still have sexual desires. They still, you know, they still have anger and resentment.
And your husband's in it, right?
He is, yes.
And he gets physical with a lot of women in the movie.
I was just gonna say, he and I get to be romantic, and then he also gets to be romantic with every other girl in the movie.
You're also in another movie with your husband, The Disaster Artist.
Yes.
Directed by his brother, James Franco.
Yes.
Right? You're very busy.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was very busy like 6 months ago, and now everything is coming out at the same time, so I'm busy again, and that's always a great feeling.
So James Franco is your husband's older brother?
Yes.
He's your brother-in-law?
Yes.
How good a director is he?
He's a great director. I think he really gives the actors room to kind of do their thing and puts a lot of trust into the people he's working with, which feels good. And he feels like a very instinctual director. Although it was bizarre shooting this with him because he plays the lead character, Tommy Wiseau. This is based on a true story. And so for the duration of shooting, he had this long black wig and he has facial prosthetics on and he's doing a weird, maybe, you know, I don't know, just like a weird Eastern European accent, and he would sort of stay in character while directing. So it was a strange experience.
You were directed by an Eastern European
Yeah,
wacko.
yeah.
Our guest is the actor, amateur wrestler, one-time nun, Alison Brie. We're discussing discrimination in Hollywood and Trump's effect on film and television right after the break. We're back with Alison Brie. You'll see her on film in The Little Hours in theaters June 30th. She's on Netflix in the Glow series. She's a very busy, lots of things. You'll be seeing her everywhere. You'll be hearing her on animated voiceover, right?
Yes.
What's the name of that show?
BoJack Horseman.
Now, you recently were in the news for sharing a story about being asked to wear a bikini to an Entourage audition. What was that about?
Well, I think that it was sort of an offhand story that got wildly misconstrued because I was sort of misquoted, and the perception was that I was maybe asked to get totally topless in an audition, which was not the case. The question I had been asked was about auditioning, and my character has a tough time auditioning in Glow and is auditioning as hard, you know, how does auditioning now compare to the 1980s? And I was sort of trying to point out that in a lot of ways it's not very different when you're an actor starting out. There are mild humiliations that you suffer all the time.
Was there a producer's couch?
I mean, isn't there always? No, I think in terms of this show in particular, Entourage, you know, I knew that I was going into audition for Bikini Girl #3. I just wanted to point out, you know, I wasn't out on a crusade about sexual harassment against those guys. I just was pointing out.
Is there a lot of discrimination in the Hollywood industry?
I think it ebbs and flows. I think that shows like Glow and Orange is the New Black and people like Jenji Cohen and Jen Houston, our casting director, are making great strides in not only creating very deep and interesting roles for a variety of types of women, but are also giving first-time actors a chance. They're looking for fresh faces, and they create a really warm and inviting atmosphere in the audition room. There are a lot of casting directors who I know who are warm and lovely and make it great. At the same time, I think when you're starting out, you're gonna go to shit auditions. It's just the name of the game. You got to start somewhere.
So you have to deal with what you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, but isn't there a lot of hypocrisy then if misogyny is going on and Hollywood is so anti-Trump?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time. I think that with Trump in office, actually, women are really feeling the need to empower themselves, and in that way, a lot of interesting work is being created for and by women. Yes, I think Wonder Woman is a great example of this, directed by a woman, starring a woman, with a great message for women, and that's exciting.
And you're going to be in Steven Spielberg's movie about the Pentagon Papers?
Yeah.
I interviewed all the people involved in that.
Oh, wow. I should
Who are you
pick your
gonna play?
brain after this.
Who are you going to play?
I play Lally Weymouth, Katharine Graham's daughter.
I knew her well. I know her.
Did you?
Well. Knew Katharine Graham well.
Oh my gosh,
Hey,
the pressure.
I was with Lally Weymouth at 5 or 6 New Year's Eve parties at Katharine Graham's house.
Oh, wow. I hear they were great parties.
Oh, the best. They were the best. I danced with Colin Powell.
Oh my gosh.
Me and Colin. Did you audition for Steven?
I did, yes. I went in for an amazing casting director, Ellen Lewis, in New York. Well, so I didn't audition directly for Steven. I auditioned for Ellen Lewis on tape, and she couldn't have been lovelier. I read for 2 different roles in the film, and a week later, I got a call that I had a meeting set with Steven Spielberg, which was a very unreal phone call, sort of a dream experience. And then I went in and met with Steven, and he
Great guy.
couldn't have been lovelier. I was very nervous.
Did Lally Weymouth play a significant part in the Pentagon Papers? We know of her.
You know, I think she was a source of support and encouragement for her mother at the time, and that is what's reflected in the film.
Who plays Katharine Graham? Meryl Streep?
Yeah.
Wow. And who does Tom Hanks play?
He plays Ben Bradley, the editor-in-chief.
One of my closest friends. Wow.
Wow.
Where are they shooting?
We're shooting in New York.
Not in Washington.
No, because it's a lot of interiors. I'm sure they'll shoot some exteriors in Washington. It's a lot of movie magic at play.
That should be great.
Here.
It's going to be called the Pentagon Papers?
It's called The Papers.
Up next, Allison on Strange Jobs, Secret Talents, and the Perks of Celebrity. She's in Glow, The Little Hours, Spielberg's The Papers. She's in everything. We'll be right back with Alison Brie, who, by the way, all this has been done. You haven't shot The Papers yet.
No.
We'll be right back. Alison Brie is our guest. She's in everything. You miss Community?
Yeah.
It was fun, huh?
It was really fun.
You can't put you in any kind of role now, right? We can't typecast you, which is very good, isn't it?
That's the goal. I hope so.
So with all this coming out, you don't worry about your next gig, or you like Henry Fonda, who says if there's no script in his hand, he's worried.
100%.
Why?
Because you just never know. I think also there's that self-doubt that lives in you all the time. I feel like performers are the duality of being a performer is that all the time you're feeling very confident and you deserve the part, and at the same time you just feel like you're an invisible piece of shit and no one's gonna remember that thing you did. Months are going by. It's a terrible feeling.
Who plays Daniel Ellsberg in the Pentagon? He's the star of the piece.
You're right, but I can't think of who plays him right now. I'm so
Really?
sorry. You're gonna have to wait and see the movie.
Because he would be the featured actor. He steals them.
Well, you don't know everything about our movie.
You can't do the movie without Daniel Ellsberg.
We'll see about that.
Okay, Allison. Maybe you make him a wrestler. It's movie, anything goes. We play a little game of If You Only Knew. Okay?
Okay.
I just it's not a courtroom. You don't have to.
Okay.
Childhood celebrity crush.
I know I liked Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He was on that show, Third Rock from the Sun, that sitcom where he played an alien, and he had the hair down to his shoulders. And I was really into it. And also, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was a big one for me when I was a kid. JTT. We would say JTT is HOT.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in South Pasadena, California.
Secret talent.
Sleeping. I can sleep anywhere. I'm great at it.
You like to sleep.
Love it.
Person you'd trade places with for a day.
Ooh, maybe Meryl Streep, because, you know, just getting to watch her work for a minute, I think, God, how does it come so naturally, the depth there? Like, when I just want to see how that mind works creatively.
She does it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Strangest job you've ever had.
Well, I did work as a clown and characters for children's parties for a summer when I was
No kidding. How old
between
were
high
you?
school and college. I was 17 or 18.
Were you a good clown?
I was a pretty good clown.
Guilty pleasure.
I don't know. I mean, in what way?
How do you, Allison, you're getting...
Any type of thing, like guilty pleasure television show? I mean, I watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. If that's what you're asking me, Larry King.
Why do you watch that? Because of their talent.
Because of their talent. I'm just trying to learn from them.
They could teach you a lot. What never fails to make you laugh?
Oh, I mean, my husband.
It's funny?
He's very funny.
You want to have children?
No.
You don't have to. What would you like to have as a superpower?
I guess flying. I take flying over invisibility.
I like invisibility.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Fly all around the world.
I
Fly
could
up
dream
in the
of
sky,
that.
see stuff.
I guess. Come fly with me.
Indeed.
Best piece of advice you ever got? You don't have to answer. Sweet mystery of life, at last I found you. Okay. And let's go on. What's the biggest perk of being a celebrity?
Biggest perk of being a celebrity. I guess I would say getting to work with amazing people, you know, and the more work you do and when that work gets recognized, then you get to work with better people in theory, and it's very exciting.
How about being married to a celebrity?
The biggest perk of being married to a celebrity? Oof, I don't think I would ever just like go out of my way to choose to be married to a celebrity, but I'm just married to an amazing...
How'd you meet him?
We met at Mardi Gras in New Orleans 5 years ago.
I was the king of Bacchus.
No way.
I was.
You rode on a float?
I had my master float, my whole costume. I had my court.
You had a crown?
I had a crown. I still have the outfit. They make you an outfit for
Could have been you and me.
Don't tempt me. Don't do this, Allison. Don't do this to me.
We were so close. I feel like, you know, brunette Gwyneth Paltrow in Sliding Doors.
Allison, what was your craziest fan encounter?
Craziest fan encounter. I will say, I actually have not had too many bad ones. Community fans, Mad Men fans, are so sweet and lovely and really kind of keep a distance. I feel like they're very, just very nice in that way. But Dave's fans are nutty. I've had girls push me out of the way to get a photo with him, and I'm like, I'll take the photo. There's really no need for violence.
Tell me something that we don't know about you.
Oh, that's such a tough one. I don't know. I snore really loud. I'm a terrible whistler, but I
How
love
do you know
it.
you snore?
My husband has told me. He was like, "Are you just going to snore all the time now?" And I was like, "I don't know. Do I
You
snore?"
like to sleep.
I love sleeping. You can't stop me from when I'm in that sleep groove.
Can you sleep on airplanes?
Yes. I can sleep just fully sitting up just like this.
You know, Bill Clinton could sleep standing up on a plane.
I bet I could do the
He
same.
can get up on you. He told me he can get up on Air Force One, talk to people, fall asleep standing up.
I bet I could do it too.
But you could. Allison will answer many of your social media questions and marriage proposals in our final segment. We're back with Allison Brie. She's got everything going. The little hours glow. She's a very busy, very pretty, very talented lady. Before we get into social media questions, several people tweeted marriage proposals. Have you had many
very
marriage
sweet.
proposals in your life?
No. I mean,
Really?
Only one real one, and I guess millions of fake ones.
You must have had some serious relationships.
Yes, definitely.
Of course.
Definitely where marriage was discussed, but I've never had someone get down on one knee and said no to them.
Did Franco get down on one knee?
Definitely.
He really did?
Yeah.
Where?
In Big Sur, California.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Did you answer yes right away?
No, not right away. I was so shocked that I actually burst out laughing and asked him a number of times if he was being serious before saying yes.
That's so romantic, Alan. Okay, we have some questions.
Yes.
Broseph Tuthill asked simply, 6 seasons and a movie?
I
This
wish
is in reference
I
to
knew.
whether there'll be a community movie.
Yes. I wish I knew, Broseph. We don't know. It's TBD.
Chris 96561, have you developed an interest in wrestling as a fan after taking on the role of Ruth?
Definitely.
You like wrestling?
Yes, and I have such a deep respect for it now, I think, knowing everything that goes into it.
Sharf Michael, did you learn how to German suplex on the set of Glow? And which WWE wrestlers do you have crushes on?
Oh, wow. I mean, I learned how to regular suplex. I don't know what the German suplex is, so maybe I've not gotten there yet.
I don't even know what a suplex is.
I'll show you.
Are you
I can't say, I'm not familiar enough with the current WWE roster to say who I have crushes on.
Maurice VIII, when Donald Glover became Childish Gambino, did you think he was pranking you?
No, not at all. When Donald would play his music for us on set, we were all blown away.
Rystat88, what do you miss most about Community?
Oh, just seeing those guys every day, that whole group and goofing around on set with those
Lot of laughs.
goofballs, constant laughs. They're so funny. And we stay in touch and we text each other all the time. We keep our group chain going, but...
Trika Vika, who's sexier, Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
You know them both?
Hello. I know them personally. No, I do not know them.
No?
I don't know them. They're both very sexy.
Gosling's a great guy.
I guess I go for Gosling, but Reynolds is a close second.
Omni Zion, what made you want to start acting?
It must have been an innate thing I've been doing. I think I came out of the womb just like performing. And when I was a kid, it must have started with attention because all I wanted to do was perform for my neighbors and sing for them and dance around and put costumes on at home. And my parents got me into theater, community theater very early when I was a kid, I think probably just to get that behavior out of the house.
You are an intriguing person. Ryan64, do you miss working on Mad Men?
Yeah, I mean, the material was so incredible, but I always really respect, it's so nice when a show, you know, a showrunner can decide when a show is going to end and a network kind of collectively, and then the show gets to have its ending the way it's intended rather than something getting canceled out of nowhere or going on and on and on until you start to sort of get tired of it.
Yeah,
I think
the
it was
11th,
nice
yeah,
that
what do
it
we
got
do
to,
now?
end it in its prime.
Filtbox, have you ever been courted by the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Would you consider working behind the camera?
These are two very different questions.
Yes.
I've auditioned for a Marvel movie before. I would love to do a Marvel movie. I love action
You'd have been a good
movies.
Wonder Woman.
Thank you. I thought Gal Gadot was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would love to do that. Interested in directing? I kind of waver on this, and sometimes I think I would like to. I campaigned for a while to be able to direct a Community episode, but that never happened. And I don't know. It's all about sort of finding something I would be actually very passionate about to direct, I think.
Okay. Pizza Crib wants to know, what's your favorite cheese?
Well, we all
Brie?
know the obvious answer. It is a great cheese,
It is.
but I'm a Gouda gal.
Before we go, is there a wrestling move you want to hit me with?
Oh, I'm hitting you with something.
Come on, baby. You want me to get up or what?
You stay there. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Do whatever you want.
I'm gonna put you in a simple headlock. You're gonna stay where you
Wait,
are.
go ahead.
You're gonna stay here. I'm gonna just cradle your face right in my elbow, just like so. And basically, and now you have to make a face like you're getting hurt.
Stop it. You're killing me. Stop it. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it. Stop it.
He's enjoying it too
Stop
much.
it. Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I am.
Ah, sweet mystery of life, at last I found you.
Now I'm stuck here.
Hey, wait a minute, Allison.
Here. Yes.
You're married,
I am.
and I'm married.
You are.
Yeah, so if we went to a motel together, and the clerk said, "Are you married?"
We could both say yes.
Yes. Love you, Allison.
So nice to meet
Great
you.
meeting you.
Thank you.
Thanks to my guest, Allison Brie. I'll sue her for whiplash. Glow is available on Netflix, and The Little Hours is in theaters now. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. I'll see you next time.